Greetings, Spice Readers, I'm Shivani and I bid you welcome to the initial situation and guide of Malacca, part 2. In part 1 we talked about the initial situation, and in part 2 we're gonna talk about the guide, so basically the expansion of these nations, of the Malacca nation, basically. Now, to form Malaya, I didn't talk about this earlier on, you actually have to hold some lands. One of them is Baten, the second one is Pakwan, the third one is Demak, with the fourth one being, what was it, the fourth one? Baten, Pakwan, Demak, and Kalapa. So this is Demak, Baten, Pakwan, Demak, and what is Kalapa, there you go. So you need to hold these 4 lands here. But to get here you have to have a colonist, so it's gonna be quite a while in the late game if you actually can take it. Also, if you basically for Malaya you're gonna get tons of claims on a huge amount of lands. I'm not even gonna actually try to tell you all where there are. Simply there are too much. They should probably have something like this for the, it's good to tell them this, to have something for this region here, for the regions. So basically here's here, Central Sumatra, etc. So you actually would know where those lands are. But yeah, this is not that important for me, Malacca. The Malayan ideas are pretty much the same as Malaccan ideas, so you can probably just stay without forming Malaya. Although the claims are decent by the time you get to this part here, so you can actually take all of them to Indonesia. It's gonna take you, you're probably gonna have to conquer this with your own points, so it's not that great. The cores that you have to take are too far removed for you to actually aim for them. Now, let's talk about the expansions and how you should expand. As your rival, we selected Patawani, right? My recommendation is that you actually attack him. You should probably have a mission against him. You remove Patawani from the map, so you have a mission. Take that mission and attack him as soon as possible, and just humiliate him. Take some cash, simply because he's gonna. You need the power projection earlier on, and they're just a small OPM. You can actually attack them later on. Now for Kedah, you should conquer Kedah. Just fabricate a claim on Kedah. You can actually take offer an alliance, take an alliance, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, you can vassalize him, but you can actually, sorry, what's it called? You can actually military vassalize him. It's up to you. Although I recommend taking him. It's far more useful for you to actually kill him. Now, your second target should be Siak, and taking care of Siak. This is your third attack. Make sure you have claims on every piece of their lands and try to take them all. Now with this guy, it's up to you how you want to pull it off, either to actually core with the admin points or release him and use the vassal integration on him. It's up to you how you want to pull it off. If you want to go for a vassal integration, remember that he is your culture, so he's gonna allow you to integrate him quite faster, and he's your religion as well. So you can integrate them quite fast. So you can feed them these lands here and feed them something from Atuhai as well, to some degree. So it's possible for you to go for that guy to basically make him into a vassal if you wish to. Although, try to take the lands that have a huge amount of trade power for yourself, simply because you want that trade power to have to get more cash from your trade node. So that is recommended as well. As well as the fact that you're gonna actually core the lands from Kedah. Now, attacking this guy should be quite simple. You outnumber them by to some degree. You have more ships. Depending on their actual alliances, you should actually wait for the alliances, or you can check them with the opinion. As you can see, basically this guy's rivaled everybody. Most likely they're gonna ally one of these guys here, but you can actually just kill them and take their lands quite easily, so that you don't have that many problems there. Now, this guys here is they're gonna be your fourth target, and these guys are gonna be your 5th. These guys are the same religious as Sohaya, so they might get alliance, so try to be careful with that, especially if they rival you. They may actually be able to get an alliance with Sohaya, so try to kill them as soon as possible. Even to the point of taking one province from these guys, just so you can actually fabricate claims on these guys. So my recommendation is, when you actually start, you have 3 diplomats here. Start. The fuck is that sound? Sorry. Start. What is this, man? Covert action. Start building a spy network against them, and when you have the land connection with them, just fabricate claims really fast. Like, you need to have what, 75 spy networks, so go to about 80 or something like that, and you're gonna be able to actually form claims instantly on their lands, which is gonna really help you. Now, this should be either your 4th or your 5th, depending on the situation. Probably should be 4th. Then this guy should be your 5th. You'll need the claims on these guys all over here, so same stuff, send a guy here to fabricate claims, then feed them to Siak if you release them. If you not, just use jamming points, though it's recommended to use the diplo points to actually have Siak as a vassal. And this is it for the basically attack of these guys. Should be really easy, to be honest. It's a straight fight. These guys usually rival themselves, so they're gonna be easy pickings. At the same time, because you have a bigger fleet, to some degree, of course, it's not that big. If these 2 guys gang up on you, they can defeat you, but usually if they're solo, they're not gonna be able to defeat you. At the same time, these OPMs will actually destroy some of their fleet, because they won't have the cash to sustain that many ships. So they probably should destroy some of their trade fleets. Yeah, they should destroy some of their trade fleets. Now, this is I would say the first 20 years. Yes, 20 years. You're gonna be at war back to back, basically, wars after wars after wars, and you're gonna be able to have a war with each one of these guys. Quite simple stuff, nothing much. By the time you actually do this, I think you should be close to having one of your ideas ready. 20 years at, let's say, an average of 8 points. You might actually have more, but let's say an average of 8 points, because you're gonna have more from power projection. So basically, you're gonna have what, 80, about 96 points per year, which you need 10 years. That's gonna be 900 points, and you need 10 years to get a tech, to take a tech, basically. So 10 years, in 20 years you're gonna have tech 5, and 20 years you're gonna have tech 5, and you're gonna be able to actually start getting the first idea exploration. Then you're gonna open your way into expanding this way into Brunei and Kutai, Sunda, etc. The first target should be Brunei. Unfortunately, on this side here, it's quite difficult to get a vassal feed ready, unless you can actually go for 3 vassals, although it's possible to simply vassalize one of these guys here. So basically vassalize, for example, Makassar or Palau, then just attack them. It's recommended to vassalize Makassar, simply because they have a higher base tax. Although again, it's also recommended that you take this lands because it's a coastal center of trade, but it's better to actually just vassalize him. You're still gonna push, it's not your primary trade node, so it's not that important to actually have that node for yourself. Remember that these lands here are necessary to form Malacca, Malaya, this and Demak. But so you should try to take them for yourself. But yeah, this guy's, if you vassalize this guy, he can simply be fed this, then Kutahide and Brunei, or Mashapashit, etc. But the vassalization of Massacre and onward should be done after the integration of Siak, simply because you can have problems with holding these vassals in check if you don't, if you have 2 of them. So try to have just 1. Then you actually, after you actually annex this guy, it's possible for you to simply have have 2 vessels, one for Atohaya and one for the basically this part here and one for this part here. This is gonna help you as well. Now, you have exploration ideas. It's year let's say 1470. Then you should probably have a war against Atohaya and having another vessel here, elevated vessel here, and this vessel being integrated in Siak. So I recommend taking Ligor. Again, it's your own culture. If actually Ligor is gonna be your own culture, although it's possible for you to feed Siak lands from Atohaya as well. Again, it's up to you. I don't recommend having 2 vessels. It's gonna be quite problematic, but if this guy is small and this guy is having problems with rebels, for example, or coring all the time and doesn't have that much, it has a lot of autonomy, it's possible to go a little bit more risky and feed some lands from Atohaya to Siak while you're annexing him. It's possible, you just have to be a little bit more calculated. Now, let's say that you have a vessel here. Let's say, I'll tell you how I play it. I'll have a vessel here while having another vessel here, then expanding to Atohaya. Alliances should be with Atohaya rivals. Whoever actually rival Atohaya should ally them and slowly try to gobble them up. Only the first war is important, and my recommendation is to get rid of their capital, which has the level 3 fort, so that it's gonna be easier for you to actually annex them later on. So it's recommended that you actually simply just take their fort. And give them either to take it for yourself if you have a claim on it, or just feed it to one of these guys, or simply just feed it to your own vassal. Again, it's up to you how you want to pull it off. As you can see here, Siam trade node only flows into the Malacca trade node, so it's quite good for you. You basically won't have to control or to have a merchant here. I forgot to mention this, but yeah, taking Atohaya here, then slowly you're gonna be probably really bigger than these lands here, so you should slowly move and conquer more of these guys. Try to annex Siak, of course. By the time you take the capital, by the time he should be quite big and you're not gonna be able to hold him in check, so try to integrate Siak by the time you take the capital. That's the last point. Later on, it should be quite hard for you to take it. Now, once you actually want to take this guys, it's recommended that you actually, for example, let's say take Pegu or have another vassal ready, either release from Atohaya or Khmer or somebody that can actually release a vassal. You can release, I don't know, Parabang, Sukhothai. Basically, you can release those guys for an annex. Whoever is available for you to release, then again get more vassals and vassal feed some more stuff. This is probably gonna go into the late of the mid game into the late game, the annexation in those parts. Now for this side here, if you go for the vassal in Makassar, simply just take Lu and vassalize Lu. Feed Lu to Massacre. Make sure you have a claim actually on Lu. So again, try to build a spy network. Then when you actually have these lands taken, then just have quickly fabricate a claim and declare war. You might even get a mission if you're lucky for Lu. Then feed these things to Massacre. Then start fabricating claims on these guys. You can actually have one of a colony here, so you can actually fabricate claims on Kutai as well. So you can actually feed Kutai to Massacre. Kutai might be taken over by Brunei, so try to be careful of that as well. Then on this side here, it's pretty much the same stuff. Fabricate claims, start feeding to Massacre, rival them. Massacre might even fabricate claims on their own. You might actually even want to give the claims to Makassar. It's Massacre. Makassar, sorry, not Massacre. Makassar, so he can actually core them cheaper and faster. Again, pretty standard stuff in this side as well. As for your colonization, so basically it's the expansion. If you expand all the way here, it should be quite big. Like if you have taken this lands here together with some expansion and reach, for example, the Ming border, your actual expansion should be quite big, so you should be blobbing out. So there's no reason for me to talk about future expansion. Though try to be careful of Ming, because they might rival you because they're gonna be quite big, so try to be quite careful of Ming in your current expansion with them. Now let's talk about colonization. You're gonna lead one colonist to take this over. So basically one colonist here permanently, one colonist put in this side here so you can actually have the claims, so you can actually form the claims. So you can actually just recall, send stuff of this magnitude, so you can actually have so that you can actually be able to fabricate claims on this lands here. Then go for this or this or this, but make your way slowly and slowly up to the Cape of Good Hope here, which I recommend. When you actually reach the Cape of Good Hope, simply go for a full colonization of the coastal lands of the Cape of Good Hope. They are cheap to colonize, at the same time they're gonna allow you to actually stop the Europeans from going to India, into China, etc. Although I do recommend continuing the actual expansion, right? So you're gonna have perhaps 3 colonists, so keep 2 here and continue with the 3rd on this side here. The part here, you shouldn't try to colonize them. It's simply not gonna be that profitable. It's tropical, it's really hard to colonize. You should probably strive for the New World to a heavy degree. Past this point, just simply go for the New World or start colonizing here. Get the colony in the what's called in Australia here as well, so you can actually get some more cash from get some more trade power and cash from these guys here as well. Then try to go for the New World and take whatever is left of the New World. Although you are gonna have to move your train nodes. This can go. No, so it's impossible for you to just aim for Brazil. Just aim for Brazil and Amazonas, so you can actually maybe send your primary train node, the collecting train node as Ivory Coast, so you actually can get some cash. Again, this is quite in the late game, quite in the late game. There's nothing much to actually talk about this part here. But yeah, this is Malacca expansion and how you should expand. There is no adversary here. It's quite a simple nation to play as. They are the biggest nation, one of the biggest nations in this node here, and they allow you to have a superiority from the start. So you're not gonna be an underdog. You're gonna be quite powerful, which allow you to conquer lands pretty fast. But yeah, this is the initial situation and guide of Malacca part 2. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, consider liking or subscribing. Or if you don't like this, giving me feedback, telling me what I did wrong, what I did good, etc. What you'd like to see modified, anything that goes through your head. Just put them in the comments and let me know about it. But yeah, I'm Chevalier. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time, guys. Ciao.